Hey everybody, welcome back. So we got a treat for you today. We're going to be filming 2 videos out here with quite a few comparisons between 2 people and 2 balls here. So per the usual, I got Buddy here with me. Come on out, sir. This is going to be
What's up, big man?
Bittersweet, huh?
It's not bittersweet.
It's going to be bittersweet. So we're going to start with the DNA coil today. I've really loved mine on certain things. I shot 300 my first game with mine, kind of like Darren Tang did. I know you were telling me you threw it all 3 games of league last week, right?
Yeah, I've actually shot 745 with it, 700 with it. Actually, you've used it in a regional and had some really good games with it too. So
this ball is super underrated. At our staff show, they've been trying to tell us to let people know, listen, if you were sour with the DNA, because I know quite a few people might have been, this coil's a totally different animal.
oh, night and day, night and day.
I've got my blackout out here, so 2 Storm Pearl asymmetrics. They're both with the exact same layout, so we're going to be comparing those 2 today. And then I've got old style, right? That's how you refer to it? Old style next to me?
Old man bowling.
This guy's unbelievable. This guy bowls regionals. He just gets 2 buys at regionals. He casually runs people over. So
Stop.
But let's get to the bowl and see what we find out, right?
All right, man. You're up. Let's do it.
So I have 1 practice shot here, stone to 9. Gonna see if we can just kind of make a slight adjustment. Beautiful. So one of the things I like to let everybody know before moving on to throwing a bunch of other shots, this is my go-to pin down layout. The reason I did that with this coil is because I don't get them as early as everybody else because we're on the East Coast. So I get a chance to watch other people throw them first. This ball is super duper angular from what I've seen from other people. So putting it pin up, having a high flare layout was just not my thing. Same thing with the Vibo. So that and my DNA coil are both gonna have the same pin down layout. It's 4 by 4 by 3 3/4. So it's got a larger pin buffer. It's meant to kind of smooth it out. You're gonna see Buddy's change direction a little bit quicker. You're gonna see mine read a little bit earlier and be a little bit smoother. So throw about 2 or 3 more and see if we can find some similarities in those shots. All right, off I go on high flush. I usually like to move a little left, kind of chase the transition. A little bit right. There we go. All right. Like the location of that one. So we're just not going to move there. Oh, a little right. They're going to recover? No. So that right there, probably due to layout. Just not a high flaring layout. So if I don't catch it at the bottom and the ball leaks a little bit right, it's not going to have the ability to recover. You're going to watch Buddy throw his now for about 3 or 4 shots, and you're going to be able to see the difference in the way ours are laid out 100%. I might have more hand, but you watch his is going to change direction a lot more. All right, so come on out, Buddy, and let's see what we got.
All right, so you've seen Scott throw his. Now you're going to see mine throw it. Mine's more pin up, as he talked about his being pinned down. The little difference here that I've kind of noticed with the SPI brand coming out with, between 900 Global, Rotogrip, and Storm, I find that a lot of their equipment is just really, really strong. And it's really, really angular, I wouldn't say angular, but just super strong on their cover stocks and these weight blocks. So what I've done on my drilling is I kind of put a little, the pin over the middle finger, kind of coat the mass bias under the thumb. I'll give you the numbers in my drillings, but if I remember correctly, it was 5 by 4 by 3. So I did that simply to kind of get the ball to lay off a little bit, but you're gonna see that even though I did that, this ball peels off the dry really quick. So with that, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stand on 25 with my feet, and I'm gonna look at about, 12, and try and get it to the right. Okay, so we talk about old man style. That's an old man messenger, not even a messenger. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty sloppy, pretty ugly. Kind of chucked it down the lane, didn't really roll it. I'm gonna make a little better execution here. So that's the angular motion that Scott's talking about, where I got the ball to the dry, and I just kind of stayed up the back of it, and that ball hit the dry, and said, left turn, and went through the pins. All right, I'm gonna migrate about 3 or 4 left on that shot from there. Probably gonna bump this up around 6, 7 down lane, trying to hit about 13, 14. I missed inside. When you miss inside, you're gonna miss the pocket. Okay, so not again. I'm gonna call mulligan and do a redo. That is why I like this ball.
All right, so now we're gonna throw the blackout. Same pin down layout, like I said, 4x4 by 3 3/4 is my go-to pin down layout. We're not gonna move at all. I'm not gonna do no takes. We're just gonna kind of throw it and see what we got and then adjust off of that, all right? It's a little in. All right. Can't miss by that much. All right, let's try that again. Just throw a little bit better of a shot. And you got that commercial break there for a little bit. Wears on you. A little better. There we go. So one of the things that I've noticed is, well, the first thing I wanted to make sure I mentioned was I did bring down the surface on both of these balls just a little bit. If they look shiny, it's because they're starting to lane shine. For those that know me really well, I was a big fan of the Infinite Physics. And that V-Bow's got the same cover stock as the Infinite Physics. So with my pin down stuff, I don't like it to go too long, so I kind of crack the polish off of it to get it to read a little bit earlier. So what I do is I kind of bring them back up to 2000, which is what I did with both of them. And now they've both kind of lane shine quite a bit. The blackout's got a little bit more shine to it. The DNA's still kind of working its way there. But as you can see, they're both more of a rounded shape. There's a lot of similarities. I don't know if I have a ton of overlap yet, but let's keep throwing this blackout. Let's throw some good shots again and see if we find anything out. All right, same thing, not gonna move here. Just gonna try and do same shot. Obviously we don't throw them all the same, so let's see what this one's got in store. Oh, a little too round. Ball doesn't flare as much, so it's a little weak. I could probably bump a little bit right there and speed it up a little just to kind of get it to face a little better. I'm gonna throw one more, see if that's the case. If it's still reading too early, we know something with this layout's probably not in store for us right now, or if the coil's a step up, might be going through the pins a little better. So one more with the blackout, then we'll compare it to the coil and see if we can get the ball to go through the pins a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and bump the 2 right here. Pick the speed up just a little. And just make sure we stay behind it because we don't want it to get too far down the lane before reacting. And there we go. So obviously the ring 10 happened a little bit too sharp of an angle. My speed was a little too low. When you leave blower 7s like that, it's usually because the 5 cuts in front of the 7, and if that's happening, it's a little bit too much deflection. So you need the ball to be a little bit more direct and deflect a little bit less. Obviously that one looked great. I think the coil is a big step up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and actually throw the coil now, just one shot from that exact same location, try and bump the speed up. I have a weird feeling I'm gonna 4-pin, 4-9, something like that, because the coil just feels like a step up. But let's see if the proof is in the pudding. Let's see if we can find it out. All right. So it's gonna be hard to throw it the same. Just remember, just pick the speed up. We're still moving right. And I missed in. Look good though. I missed in the oil, and that one kind of read it a little bit better. I think if the blackout was a little bit further left there, I might have laid off just a little. To me, there's a lot of similarities. As you can see, they're both striking from the same parts of the lane. They're both hitting the pocket from the same parts of the lane. I know we're supposed to sell you bowling balls here, but they do feel like there's a ton of overlap. We're gonna have Buddy out here now throwing his blackout. I think his probably has a similar layout to what mine is. So it's just for him. Oh no. Buddy's got a pin up one, so this is gonna be sweet. So pin up versus pin up, pin down versus pin down, 2 different styles. You guys can get it all on this channel. All right, so let's see what he's got.
All right, so we've seen Scott throw his Virtual Energy Blackout pin down. And like my DNA coil, mine is pin up. a little taller pin. This one I went 5x5 by 3. So I will admit that the Virtual Energy Blackout, my favorite drilling is the pin down one. I found a better reaction. It read a little smoother off the spot. I really have no idea what this ball is going to do. I'm going to stand in the same spot that I did with the DNA coil, and let's just see. My guess is this ball is going to go a little longer than the DNA coil, because the DNA coil reads a little earlier for me. Again, so I'm going to start off about 25 with my feet, and let's see if we can throw this ball at about 11, 12 and down lane. I almost tripped the bucket like I did with the DNA coil on the first ball, but this ball definitely went much further down lane. Let's try one more time. So this is a video, so like everything else, take 2, see if we can throw a better ball. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Oh. We're here to promote the hype, but we're also demonstrating what happens when you don't pull the oil off of the ball and you throw it in the same spot. It just skidded 60 feet.
Jimmy!
So, yeah, I said the ball would go longer. It did. I'm gonna try one more time.
That one's staying
I'm gonna try one more time. Scott's gonna go get some kind of cleaning agent, and I'm just gonna try and throw a better bowling ball. So I said the ball goes longer. It definitely goes longer. The DNA coil, no matter what I do, the ball would have responded a whole lot better in that situation. So we're gonna try cleaning the ball real quick. Maybe that's the trick, and see what happens. Okay, so we put some tack up on the ball. I'm gonna move about 3 or 4 right, and I'm gonna look at about 10, 11, and see if I can get this ball to shape. Oh, I missed right.
This is like a Hutch video.
All right, well, I definitely demonstrated that the VBO, Virtual Energy Blackout, definitely goes much longer than the DNA coil. Let's see if we can show that right here. I don't care that I left the 4 pin. I don't care. What I do care is the ball actually responded off the spot and didn't go as long as the Virtual Energy Blackout. So, one of the things I do want to point out though, that a Virtual Energy Blackout, separate note, is with Scott's being pinned down, it read sooner and was able to respond sooner than my long pin, drilling from my Virtual Energy. But the difference between these cover stocks and how the balls respond to the DNA coil is much more responsive. I'm going to throw one more and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, one more time here with the DNA coil, and then we'll wrap this up here. That's the kind of ball response you want.
That's how you finish a video. All right, so all done. I never really got to show you mine. I kind of showed you the other one, and he was showing you his. So, like I said, same idea. Pin's kind of like directly under the bridge. This is a 4-inch pin. His is a 5-inch pin. So that's kind of to combat my ball speed. I'm a little bit faster, so I need the ball to...
A little?
I need a little bit stronger of a layout to kind of help me have the ball read the lane a little bit better for me. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can tell the difference in layout. You can tell the difference in strength versus, something like a Blackout, which has a little bit lower numbers. I love this ball. Like I said, 300 first game with it. It feels like it has a place. And I think bowling balls that feel like they have a place are very special to me. When I feel like I can just kind of walk in and throw a ball on anything and it doesn't really feel like it kind of fits a certain, tool in the bag kind of feel, those aren't the best. Because then you always have to ask yourself, well,
when am I going to use it?
Can I use it now? Is it now the best time to use it? There definitely feels like there's a best time to use this ball. And for me, with this surface, it's on the fresh. For him, it might be all 3 games. It might be later in the block when you get left.
Yeah, mine's out of box surface still, so it's still kind of got that nice gloss to it. And I've used it out of box on game 1 for league. And like I said, the first time out of box, I shot 745 with it and just migrated transition left with it. But I will say though that I used it at a regional where there was medium oil, right? It was 39 feet. And as the pattern broke down and I needed something to kind of like set up and shape off the back end, this coil actually gave me that, right? It was a little more responsive, and as you saw, the Virtual Energy Blackout was not as responsive. And I needed that, I need that cleanness to go through the fronts and then respond on the backside.
100%.
And that's where the DNA Coil gave me, was that strong response on the backside and clean through the fronts, which, when you're moving left and get in that situation and you need that ball to just kind of set and roll through versus a symmetrical. Symmetricals will just keep shaping. This thing sets and goes, you saw, it just goes dead through the pins.
Yeah, you can
It's
definitely
awesome.
tell when it slows down, this ball makes up its mind.
Oh, 100%.
I'm having second thoughts. I think I might be drilling one pin up soon, and I might be able to just start with the pin down one and move to the pin up one and just kind of have an entire league night right there.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
I'm just a little bit too in love with the attention star, if we're going to be completely honest. So,
I like my attention star.
We're going to kind of keep things rolling here. We have one more video to shoot. This guy's moving, so the video quality after these next two is going to plummet.
It's not going to plummet. He's going to still have videos.
All right, just the quality's going down because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try and figure it out. This guy's been fantastic. We got one more here, and we're going to
got a lot of bowling to do still, so.
We're going to throw some pink balls down the lane
Yes,
now.
oh, pink balls.
Pink and purple.
Pink and purple.
Anyway, so you guys see the shirt. We're working on it. We're starting to get there. We got the logo. I'm starting to get some shirts printed, at least just for me while I stream, so we can get the logo out there. Merchandise coming soon. Not quite sure on a timetable. I'm just kind of working my way through it now. But thank you guys for the
Baby
support.
steps.
Thank you, buddy, for everything. And
Always.
keep bowling up a storm, everybody. Storm Nation.